Dude, that hurricane blew through Florida like a fucking rape tape, huh?
Dude, that was just sad.
I'm watching it now, man. There's like, it says total destruction on Florida's Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Total destruction. Now, here's what we have. Now people are going to start bitching at Trump because he can't fix this shit in 2 weeks.
It's all Trump's fault. I guarantee it.
Trump's fault. He should have put a wall in front of the hurricane.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have helped.
That's why it's its fault.
Yeah. You know, I was reading something on the internet. I don't know if this is true though, but you know, Lady Gaga fans, they
is there such thing?
Yeah, there's like this huge following of hers, of crazy nutcases, in my opinion. What they did is because she had a movie come out called A Star Is Born. Then,
she's in that?
Yeah, and then so because all her fans wanted that movie to do great, so that she's like really doing good, a competitive movie called Venom was coming out at the same time. They all went online and like voted it down like it's a terrible movie on purpose, so people wouldn't go.
What?
Yeah, just so that more people would go to her movie, and then so they purposely went out and voted a movie they didn't even see, most of these people. And
wow,
it's like, what? I mean, the internet has just made everybody turn into such a bunch of lowlifes, man. I swear, man, if that's true that happened, those people all suck. It's like, who does that? God,
I believe it.
You are just a bunch of weird people, man, if that's what you're doing. Just a bunch of weirdos. What do you think, that's going to make her better? God, I tell you right now, nobody go see that Star Is Born movie. I didn't see it, but it sucked. There, I'm coming out saying
it's not even her movie anyway.
Yeah, it's Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand's movie.
Yeah, well, this is the remake, whatever, but...
I know, but
I'm just saying, who does that? My daughter went and saw the competitive movie Venom, and she said it was great. She said it was just crazy good. So,
I believe it.
Yeah, it was like the special effects were just weird and wild, she said, and...
So has there been a negative impact toward that movie, though, as far as movie sales?
Well, no, it didn't. But who knows what it could have done? You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe it had to have done something. More. Yeah, it's like, because you know how people believe the damn internet.
Well, what happens is you're like, A Star Is Born is more like a chick flick. It's like a first date movie.
Huh.
Venom's more like, hey, me and my friends are going to see Venom. Right? And there's no two guys going to see A Star Is Born.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, maybe. I don't know. That crowd is growing in this world, man.
It could be, but you know.
My daughter and her friend, a chick, went and saw Venom. They didn't see A Star Is Born. And I was like, hey, why don't you go see A Star Is Born? And she's like, nah, that's boring.
Right?
We're going to see Venom. I'm like,
you go see A Star Is Born, then you're a real wuss.
That's my daughter we're talking about, too.
I'm waiting for it to come out on VHS.
Yeah. I might watch the Barbara Streisand version again.
Just to piss off Lady Gaga.
Yeah. She ain't even an actress. It's like, gotta hog all the bullshit, huh? Jeez, these people are hogs.
She probably didn't do it. Her goofy fans did.
Well, no, but I'm just saying she has to be an actress, too, and a singer, and I guess Barbara Streisand was that. So what am I saying?
You see that artist that shredded his painting right when they bought it for $1.4 million?
Yeah, that was really, what's his name?
I don't know, but still, that's
good.
Fucking...
That was just the ultimate, like, slam to the elites of this world, you know? Like,
my question is it worth more now? Because now it's been altered by him in a certain way. That's kind of artsy what he did. He shredded half of it, sticking out of the frame.
Right.
He created another piece of art.
And probably doubled the value of it.
I'm thinking it would go up in value.
Yeah.
Because now it's a different piece of art.
Right.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I'd say there's something to be said about that. It's almost like, what do you call it?
Like the shock value of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
I don't know what you would call it. Because no one really does shit like this.
No, I mean, it's so unique. I mean, people are going to remember that forever.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Did it actually go up in value? And now, like, you display it the way it is, like half shredded.
Yeah, that's how I would display it. I mean, that's a conversation piece. The conversation's never going to end on that one. You turn around and sell it the same day for twice as much.
I mean, it's a pretty cool idea, the painting, but 1.4 million. Damn. In the wrong business.
Yeah.
How do you get that famous where that stupid painting could be worth?
It wasn't even a quality piece of painting. I mean, it was so simple. It was almost like a Hallmark card.
I know.
It was like a girl with a balloon, you know. I've seen better Hallmark cards.
A heart-shaped balloon that's blowing away.
Yeah, it's like something you give to your girl to say you're sorry or something in a card. It was ridiculous. It had no artistic value whatsoever until it got half shredded. Then it became performance art at that point.
Whoever bought it, if they complained, I would just punch them right in the face. I'd be like, you know what? You spent $1.4 million on this fucking picture anyway. You just need to be punched in the face.
Yeah, just because of the guy's name. That's it. That's all you're paying for is the guy's name.
And bam, punch in the face.
Yeah. Kick in the nuts. A swift kick in the nuts.
This whole world's nuts, man.
I'm starting to think. Here's another thing that's wrinkling my scrotum. You ready? It's like lately I'm watching TV and I'm seeing like Monica Lewinsky like being interviewed. It's like, what did she do? I mean, we know what she did. It's like, do we still got to interview that broad? She brings no redeeming value to anything whatsoever that she's involved with, in my opinion.
She puts on her resume that she once had a seat on the presidential staff.
Yeah. I guess that's it. That's her redeeming value. She was an intern at the White House who got famous for
sitting on the president's staff.
There you go. Almost, I guess, something like that.
That's funny shit right there.
Yeah, she was the president's humidor. I don't know what else to call it. I mean, it's like, what are we interviewing her for? It's time to let that go. No one needs to talk to her anymore.
Presidential humidor.
No one needs to talk to that broad anymore. It's over. Stop interviewing her. Don't take her into any kind of situation where she's doing anything, where we got to look at it. Jesus Christ. I don't understand where that's even coming from. I mean, you got to have nothing whatsoever to do in your life if that's what you're doing, is interviewing her. I think I lost you anyway. That's my luck lately.
We got a good hurricane to talk about, so.
Is that it?
I'm going to be changing it up. Monica's days are numbered.
Yeah.
As far as interviews.
Now,
we have a hurricane, going. No one's going to interview her.
Yeah. Now that there's no person to bash, I guess Kanye West now, they're going to bash the president in the Kanye West meeting. He dropped the F-bomb in the West Wing. He said the F word a few times.
Who did?
Kanye West.
Like, that's all surprising. He said the F word, big deal.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been some F word shit in there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen to the Nixon tapes. I mean, the Nixon tapes alone have to have, like...
Yeah. He's not the first one to drop the F word or the N word.
Yeah,
up
the
in
N-word,
there.
I'm sure, has been used hundreds, maybe thousands of times in there.
Way back when, they used to use the N-word all the time. Presidents even said it.
That's what I'm saying. In the White House, I think if you even listen to the Nixon tapes, it's been dropped a few times in there. I listened to that whole show the other day of all the Nixon tapes. It was like they played them all on HBO.
Really?
Dude, that dude was a piece of work, man. He laid into everybody, man. Just terrible shit he said about everybody. And then he recorded it all. Didn't he realize he was recording himself when he was saying all that shit?
Yeah, he's a dumbass. I watched a show about Ted Bundy. I mean, I knew a little bit about the guy, but I found out a lot more watching that show. He escaped 2 times.
Yeah, he crawled through the
prison.
ductwork one time.
One time, and then another time he jumped out the fucking window.
Yeah.
He was something else, man. He was smarter than everyone there. He had them all fucking fooled.
Yeah, it's
he was
a little
smarter
tougher
than the
now.
whole system.
They didn't wheel him out in a couple garbage cans.
Yeah, that was something else. I couldn't believe. I didn't know he got out twice.
The problem is when you're a good-looking guy and you're smart and you're a psychopath like that, that's just some dangerous shit, you know? I mean, you just have too many opportunities to do some rotten shit. Most rotten people have to like kidnap, and he was just basically luring them right in with his own charm.
Dude, he was something else, man. I didn't watch the whole thing, and I was like in and out watching it, but
yeah.
One time he went to the library and he jumped out the fucking window at the courthouse to look up the law library, to look up some shit. He did all kinds of stuff. He petitioned to where he didn't have to be in court in shackles. That's how he got loose.
Yeah, see? He had plans. He was planning that shit out all in advance.
He was not stupid. He had figured out that he could get a petition to where he didn't have to be shackled in court somehow because he was representing himself. Because it was some kind of a...
It was like giving some unfair bias or something probably to the jury, you know? So that's how he played it. You know?
And then he said, well, let's take a break. I need to look some shit up in the library. And they let him in there, and nobody was even watching his dumb ass.
Yeah. How dumb are people?
He jumped like 20 feet in Colorado. That dude's a stunt man. Because that's quite a jump, dude.
Yeah.
That's a huge jump. And he just ran away. I was surprised he didn't break both his legs from that jump. He had it figured out. He probably threw some cushions, chair cushions down.
Wow.
Imagine
all the people sitting in court waiting for him to come back.
How stupid they felt. That's just what I was thinking. All of a sudden you're like, man, it's been quite a while. You gotta go check on him. They're like, Your Honor, there seems to be a little bit of a issue here.
It appears
Mr. Bundy has disappeared.
Again,
yeah. He did it again. What? They're probably like, don't tell me he got away.
Don't tell me he got away again.
How'd you guess? They say it before they even say anything. Don't tell me this dude got away again. How'd you guess?
Yeah, that's some
you
screwed
think
up
after
shit.
the first time they'd be watching them a little closer. I mean, how many times you get to break out of prison before they kind of watch you a little bit?
Yeah. You don't want to. I don't think that petitioning for no shackles is going to fly again the next time. Oh yeah, about the shackle thing. I think I'm going to get rid of the shackles again. I can't watch the New York Giants play football. They're just so bad. It's like watching the Bad News Bears. And the Bad News Bears. They are terrible. Yeah, I can't hear you anymore. Lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Whenever I'm making noise, I'm shutting it off. I'm making it easier for you to edit.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I should go to Florida and help them rebuild these houses now.
There you go.
I could either go all the way down to the southern coast. They're probably still rebuilding the last one. Work your way all the way up. They'll be like, "You're not from these parts, are you?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm used to hearing that shit."
Yeah, you hear that everywhere you go.
I'm going to make up a new place where I'm from, like Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Kalamazoo. What's the other one? What's another good one like that? Nantucket.
Nantucket? You don't sound like you're from Nantucket.
I'm from Nantucket. Come up with the weirdest shit. Where are you from? I could tell you're not from here. Well, I was born in Nantucket.
And we moved to Kalamazoo.
Then my parents got transferred to Kalamazoo, Michigan. Because we all know that's an up-and-coming area.
I was watching the show the other day where these people bought a house for like $15,000.
It costs more materials to do the bathroom.
Oh, you should have seen. And then they had $100,000 to spend to rehab it. It's that show.
Yeah, see?
And then they just rehabbed the whole house.
That's what I meant. Like, costs more money to rehab the house. It's $15,000 for the shell. No, for the paperwork, basically.
Yeah, it probably costs more to close on the house than the house is worth.
I know. Is that the one where they're in Waco, Texas, that couple?
Yeah.
I don't think they're real.
Dude,
couple.
what, are you psychic? That was true.
Because I know those houses there are super fucking cheap, dude.
Yeah, that was in Waco, Texas.
And you know what? You know why? You ever been through Waco, Texas?
No.
It's like, hey, I've passed through there a few times. And you're like, hey, this is Waco, Texas. It's not like you're going to stop. Hey, let's go see the field where David Krish burnt down this compound. What are you going to do in Waco? You don't even want to stop. You wouldn't even know of Waco, Texas.
No. He's put that place on the map.
What they should do is, if I lived there, I would rename it. I would say, how about we call it Waco, Texas? Huh?
Yeah.
Wacko.
Well, I think it could be pronounced wacko.
Dude, you're either wacko for living there, or
if you're from the north, that's what you call it.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Wacko. I hear you, wacko.
Waco, Texas. Holy shit, it's cold here now in Colorado, man.
Yeah, it sucks. I got to get out of here. I'm getting nervous and I'm moving.
It's going to be 60 tomorrow, though. So it'll seem like fucking summer after these past couple of days. Man, I lost like 3 days of work because of this fucking weather, dude.
Wow.
Starving this week.
Damn, sorry.
It's like a peanut butter and jelly week. America! Land of the peanut butter and jelly.
Dude, that's what I had for dinner.
Can't they give...
There's a place called No Name Colorado.
Like me food stamps? Like, aren't there enough fat people on food stamps? They should weigh your ass coming in the door. They shouldn't give you food stamps based on a dollar amount or how many kids you have. They should go, damn, we took a picture of you last time you came in here. Here's a before and after the food stamps picture.
Yeah.
You
need some food.
Yeah. We got this dude, Anthony, over here. He's 122 pounds. He could use a few of your sandwiches.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you already. It ain't like you're going to be... Actually, it would be good for you to give him a couple of your sandwiches. Or should we just get them real obese so they die quicker and get off the system? Is that what more people... A child has a 60-time greater chance of dying from obesity than by an AK-47 in America.
I'm sure they have this information. You know how they know, like, from your Kroger card what you buy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they know with the food stamp card what these people are buying. We need to get a list of the shit they're buying. How much of it's fruit?
It's
how much of it's fucking cupcakes? You know what I'm saying?
You should see. Like,
I'd love to see that list. I mean, that list has got to be a pile of shit is what it's got to be.
Like we said, they should have the aisles that taper down to the junk food.
Yeah. Make the junk food aisles like real skinny to get through. It's like you can't even fit in this aisle.
If you can't fit down that aisle, you shouldn't be going down that fucking aisle.
Right.
Like the cereal aisle, they're those few boxes on the top shelf, the real healthy ones with the dried dates and raisins and walnuts. You know they're not buying that shit. They're like, why would I eat this? Oats.
I'm sure that list is just full of crap.
Let me tell you something. I was down in Texas for a little while, the southern tip of Texas, and there's free meals in the school because 99.975% of the people down there qualify for free lunch. So they don't even ask for an application. They quit even taking applications. Everyone just gets a lunch. So my daughter got one because she was that 0.015 percentile that really didn't qualify for a lunch because of her color probably. And every single kid but my daughter was fat in her school in kindergarten. I mean fat, obese, not just a little heavy maybe, fat, obese. And I would drop her at school and they'd get a chocolate milk and a donut in the morning. All these kids, that was free in the school. And then they got a free lunch. Then they have food stamps. We are fattening these people up like you wouldn't believe. I'm not saying 90%. I'm saying 100% of these kindergartners were fat. And their parents were fat.
Oh, yeah.
Only me, my wife, and my kids were the skinny people in the whole fucking place.
The people that had to buy the food.
People that have to pay for food are the skinny ones.
That's me. I can't afford food.
And then you have rent too. So if you get free rent and free food stamps, these are the same people I see out here because there's a lot of these people out here in Colorado. They're half of these restaurants are full of these fat people. They have enough money because they don't have to pay rent to go out and eat too on top of all that food.
Oh yeah, they're spending all their money on food.
Yeah, I mean they're going out to eat every other day at restaurants. When I go there, it's full of fat Mexicans. I'm not being racist. I'm just telling you what I see.
Yeah, either you see it or you don't. It has nothing to do with it. People are like, "Oh, that's racist." Well, it's either there or it isn't. Stop calling things racist.
Here's what you have to do, okay? Let's just say migrants, okay? How many fat Indians do you see? Not many. They're mostly skinny. So I would say I see a bunch of these skinny Mexicans in restaurants as well.
I live around a ton of Indians. They're all skinny.
90% of the Mexicans I see are overweight. There's the few exceptions that are on drugs probably. But the rest of them are all fat. It's in their genes. Huh. And when you give someone in their genes someone that's prone, like Samoans, you ever see a skinny Samoan? No, they don't exist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's not racist.
They're probably not trying to get fat.
They're probably helping themselves to get fat in some way.
I'm guessing they eat a lot, but you've never seen a skinny Samoan. I never have.
There's got to be somebody. There's got to be a skinny Samoan.
It's in the genes. And so if you give someone an abundance of food
it's like giving a Native American a drink.
If they're overindulging, obviously, then they're going to be fatter and fatter.
Yeah. The problem is, here's what the problem is, and people think this is not racist, but it took Europeans like thousands of years of eating this shitty food that we've eaten, this salty food, and drinking this alcohol that's got our genes used to it over passing generations. You just can't dump that shit on a new group of people and think they're going to be able to handle it. It's just not how it works. It's how you're built. I mean, are we going to say right now that our genes don't matter? Of course they matter.
Bro, I'm not exaggerating. Let me tell you something. Like you could tell what neighborhood you're in kind of just by going to Walmart, and the clothes are different and the people are different in that Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, the neighborhood I lived in was predominantly Latinos, okay? And they would be in 7-Eleven, okay, getting junk food only, 4 big gulps, bags of chips, cotton candy, all kinds of shit. These kids are super obese. They're doubling my weight. They're in like 4th grade. And then they're scanning it right on the link card, on the free food stamp card, right at 7-Eleven, doing
That's
nothing
sick.
but buying junk food. That's the problem. And the parents, when I see it, I think to myself, 7-Eleven has bananas and apples, and they have tea.
Listen, I had junk food in my cabinet, but my kids had to ask me for it, and I said you could only have a couple.
These kids are going here's what it is.
That's how you had to do it. I mean, that's how I raised my kids.
If these people had to pay cash for that shit, they wouldn't have bought none of that shit.
Oh, I
But
guarantee
because
it.
we're handing them hundreds and hundreds of dollars on that link card, they're just going, can I get this? Grabbing chips, grabbing donuts. I mean, they're grabbing it, and their parents aren't even saying, it isn't even phasing them. They're not saying no one bit. And even though it's free, they still should have a little bit of a restriction from the parents. Okay, I know this isn't cost me anything, but I mean, 1 small bag of chips and a soda is plenty of sugar for the day. That soda, they're getting a super big gulp, 2 bags of chips and 4 candy bars, and they wonder why they're fat. And you know what it is? You know what else is also becoming of this? What people aren't paying attention to is the health issues that become from this that are also being paid for by the state.
Yeah, exactly. Then we pay for the diabetes and all the bullshit we end up paying for.
If they had to pay their doctor bill too, they wouldn't be eating that bullshit. That's what keeps me from eating it. You know why? I'll eat that shit and I'll go, man, I feel like shit the next day.
I ate a donut the other day for breakfast and I felt like shit for 2 hours afterwards.
People said Trump was crazy for making these link card people buy real food. I think I'm all for that idea.
Yeah.
But see, that'll never go over because Nabisco and all those fucking companies are not going to they're not going to be, I mean, without the link card, they might even go under Hostess. Fuckers.
Yeah. It's getting subsidized by the government.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because all you have to do is look in the cart. You could tell the people. You could tell what people I'm talking about. These people got 2 carts full of shit and 7 fat kids. Those are the ones that are getting it for free. Because if they had to pay to feed them kids, they wouldn't be buying all that bullshit. They'd be trying to bulk up on, like a big old bag of rice and, you could buy a bulk
kind of
bag
what my
of
cabinet looks like.
20-pound bag of rice.
Yeah.
Is it even rice?
I don't even know what it is.
I saw this thing on the internet. I don't know if it's real, but they were putting plastic in this machine. It was making rice. Rice was coming out of recycled plastic. Yeah.
We're shipping the plastic over to China and they're turning it into rice and shipping it back. And then we're eating it.
You know what? They say that there's talc on rice. You know why the water's white? They put talc on it to keep it from sticking.
Yeah.
You're supposed to rinse your rice before you even cook it. That's what that white powder is.
I eat brown rice.
Wait a minute. Didn't they just give like 4 chicks $20 trillion for talc? And now we're eating it? I want my cut of that 20 trill. Just because I didn't put it on my vajayjay.
Yeah, you don't have vagina to put it on. That's your problem.
I ate it.
Damn, I wish I had a vagina now.
I wish I had a vagina to put some talcum powder on. I threw some on my nuts. Maybe.
I used to do it at Grandma's.
My grandma used to use that shit. I'm surprised she didn't have cancer. Maybe the whole thing's fake.
Maybe you have to be susceptible to cancer. Maybe she was immune to talc cancer on her vajayjay.
Dude, we used to fucking have that whole fucking room full of that shit. We're breathing it. It's
we used to we'd make a smoke room full of talc powder. Are you kidding? We used to drive behind the truck, remember, that used to pump out the pesticides?
Yeah,
We're on our bike riding through pesticides that are pumping out the back of a truck. Who's watching us?
I know. You would think that hold on. Shit. You would think that truck would have like a buffer guy with a flashing light in the back, keeping people from doing that. Like another
like a vehicle or something. Yeah. They didn't care back then. Back then, they didn't even care what you did. You didn't wear a helmet on your bike or.
They sprayed that shit on kids, man, on the playground. There's videos of it, like in the 50s. The DD.
Dude, that was in the 70s. They were dumping that shit we were breathing in. I don't even know what that shit was.
DDT or something?
Yeah.
And they're spraying it on the kids while they're sitting at the table outside at lunch. Look up videos where they sprayed the kids. And they show them at the public pool, and they're spraying them with that smoke.
Well, we must have breathed it in, because I know I rode my bike behind them vehicles, and I used to fill the whole neighborhood up with fog.
Dude, for years we coated ourselves in can after can after can of Deep Woods Off.
Yeah.
That can't be good, dude. We sprayed poison in our pores. That can't
Why are we
be
still
good
alive?
That can't be good for you.
I don't know.
There's no
We're like superhumans. Plus, we picked the lead paint off our porch. I remember doing that as a kid. I'm sure that made me retarded.
One of my cousins, one of my customers, speaking of retarded, he had this mosquito eater, and you hook it to like a can of propane, like for your grill. I don't know how long the propane lasts, but it makes CO2, which attracts these mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, how good does that thing work? It's one of the bigger ones. They're expensive. They're hundreds of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Ones. He opened this up, and there was like a 2-gallon bucket full of them fucking mosquitoes. And I'm thinking, holy shit, if everybody had one of these in their yard, we could do a major impact on the mosquito population. I know it. They should make it mandatory in Florida that you have to have one.
Yeah, but is that a good thing? Because I mean, animals eat those mosquitoes. It's
why don't cities have giant ones of those? Like with a dumpster under it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why don't they, if they're saying that the red tide was caused by runoff of nitrates from fertilizers that get into the waterways and they get into creeks and rivers. And
that's what it is. I'm sure it is.
I'm sure that has a lot to do with it.
Me too.
But why don't we put like one of those floating capsule things like in your pool of chlorine, like right at the mouth of that river? Right? Yeah. What could it hurt? What's it going to hurt?
Seems like we could do something.
Maybe if a couple of fish die from getting too close to it, compared to all those other fish, I mean, that's a lot of fish that washed up. It's like, it ain't like, oh, a few fish died from the red tide. Millions and millions of fish died. It can't hurt to try this once.
It's all the people, though, that think they need a lawn on the coast, too. All the rich people, they're fertilizing their lawn.
Well, they should not even ship nitrate products in Florida there's nitrate free fertilizers, which I'm sure is also having some sort of impact, but it's the nitrates in there. How many times am I going to say that?
I think you said the word nitrate about 18 times.
Now everyone knows not to buy it.
Now everybody knows what nitrate is.
In Chicago, you can't buy spray paint. No stores sell it.
Is that it?
And I'm sure.
Is it from people sniffing it?
No, from graffiti.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure it lowered the graffiti. I mean, it didn't eliminate it.
Yeah.
Because some quirky fucker's gonna go out of Chicago to get a can.
Well, no, you just order it on Amazon and have it shipped now. I mean, shit. They have to stop UPS from delivering it. that would stop. I could order it on Amazon probably right now in like 50 different colors.
This guy told me he
There's
caught
going
a
to be
kid.
no stores left anyway once Amazon takes over, so.
Right? If you don't have a credit card, you're not going to be able to buy anything.
No, you're fucked.
That's why some stores will just make it, because some people just can't have credit cards.
Yeah. I don't have shit card-wise. My wife
I don't
has
want one. Fuck that. Why would I pay interest to spend money that I don't have? Why don't I just wait till I have the money and buy the shit? It's like you get yourself further and further behind with that idea. Well, it helps your credit. For what?
It helps the people who sell the credit. It don't help your credit.
The way the credit works, the way the whole credit system works.
Oh yeah, it is
bullshit.
It's
such a crock of fucking shit. That's what it is. They need to reset the whole fucking kit and caboodle. If I found a genie on an island, and he granted me 3 wishes. Mm-hmm. Well, first would be 1 million women. No, I'm kidding. That might be second. First would be get rid of the internet altogether.
What's if you could only have one woman? He wouldn't let you have 1 million, but you could only pick one.
Who would it be?
Yeah.
It would be,
would it be Katie Holmes?
See, that's a good question.
Katie Holmes is pretty high on the list.
Man, there's so many good ones right now.
I like Chanel West Coast.
Yeah, she's up there.
I think.
'Cause she's just super fruity too. I like that.
She's so bubbly. I can't see nothing but a good time with that broad.
Oh hell yeah. She's probably
It's tough to beat that one.
Yeah. She made like every show dude had famous.
That's all you gotta do is sit her down on your show. That's all it takes.
You're like, be extra stupid too. Like, and no one ever said nothing to that. Like, where's that? You think they'd talk about that on The View? You know why they don't? Because people would say, you're just jealous that you don't look nothing like that.
It's not just the looks though, because there's a ton of good looking chicks.
Right.
It's just a whole combination of shit on that chick that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
She's just fruity and like,
yeah.
She's a partier.
Yeah. She's a good dresser.
She knows how to do
so
her
what
hair.
What are the 3 wishes? Now you had the million chicks. Okay. You narrowed it down to Chanel West
One would
Coast.
be get rid of the banks.
Get rid
of the internet. And what else?
And Chanel West Coast. Number 3.
Chanel West Coast.
Number 3.
Number 3 with a W. You give her the crab. That's 2 in the pink and 2 in the stink.
Wow. I don't think so.
The crab. I invented a new one. I invented the name. I'm sure I didn't invent the action.
No.
Sure that's
that's a couple thousand years old there.
It used to be called this. What was it? What's the saying? Why shocker? Why spocker when you can shock her?
Yeah, she's like, what? Oh, yeah. My trip to Florida now doesn't seem as promising after watching that hurricane.
Why? The beach is clean now.
Yeah.
Everything's clean. Nice, fresh beach. Some new water blew in from coastal regions. It was stagnating in there, man. Needed to get flushed.
I'm a few weeks away, man. Few weeks.
Holy crap.
I was thinking, I keep thinking I'm going to miss my kids, and then I'm like, I mean, really? It's like,
you probably will, but whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to miss them more than you think, bro.
Trust me. I know. The whole thing seems weird now. Maybe I should just 86 the idea.
Do it for a year or so. 2 years goes by fast, too. What, you've been in that apartment 2 years?
Yeah.
Yesterday you moved in there.
Huh.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, I'll just do
like
it.
Like that song. Stand in the place where you live now. Think about direction and wonder why you haven't. Keep pushing around.
Yeah, I could try a bunch of things. Why should I just try one? I tried this thing long enough.
Yeah, right, the Kentucky thing. You almost grew bluegrass roots.
Yeah, this was just, I don't even know what I did here.
How the fuck did you end up there? It's like, are you fond of horses?
I can't think of one thing I could say about this place I like. Except no traffic. There's no traffic here at all.
There's some things about Kentucky that...
You know why there's no traffic here?
Because no one ain't doing nothing.
No, because no one wants to be here.
The
roads are freaking clear.
Oh, shit. It's probably... You should look up how... It's probably going down in population, right? It doesn't even, you know what's weird? Like, you have that river that goes through there. What river is that?
Yeah, the Ohio River.
The Ohio River? And it doesn't even look like people are having that much fun on that river.
It's polluted.
Oh, maybe
you can't
that's
swim in it. I mean, and I know people who water ski in it, but I don't even want to water ski in it. Because when I fall, I got to land in that pollution. So, I mean, that's not fun for me.
That sucks.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's polluted. No wonder no one goes.
Yeah, you got a whole river here nobody wants to use.
Because there's a lot of factories dumping shit?
Oh, yeah, it comes from everywhere. It's like, it's going to take 1,000 years for that river to be clean.
And then what happens, too, all your storm drains dump in there, so whatever dirty water's in your storm drain gets dumped into that river somehow. That's pretty
From
stupid.
Everywhere. It's just
everyone's yard.
Everything just drains into there, and it's just all a cesspool.
We've pretty much roached this planet.
I mean, you think I could have been fishing there this whole time. It's like, but you can't really fish. I mean, who wants to fish there? I don't.
You have to have the fish tested. There's a fish testing facility.
Toss it right back.
You're like,
the fish is like, thanks for getting me out of there. The fish is like grateful that you got him out of the river.
No, that you killed them.
Yeah, exactly. Get me out of this.
With me. I can't stand the smell anymore.
How did I
you know what?
Here?
It's pretty bad when you can't even eat the fish. You know? Yeah. That's when are you gonna stop? The Fox River was like that for a while, and they quit. I mean, they didn't quit totally, but they did something to make it better.
I still won't eat anything from the Fox River.
I wouldn't either, but the Fox Lake maybe up north.
Maybe Fox Lake I might.
Because in the beginning of the year, before all the boaters, that water's crystal clear. You could see the bottom. I would take my boat out like I'd be the first ones.
Yeah.
And the whole lake is perfectly clear. And then after a few weeks, it's just nothing but cloudy green shit. From all the boats stirring everything up. It's pretty cool though to go in the beginning if you're ever gonna go there and like go on the piers and you could see the bass swimming underneath there and shit, where later on in the year it's just like cast your pole and you don't even know if there's any fish by you or nothing. We've overfished, we've polluted, we ruined this planet in such a short period of time that man has been here. We've been slowly doing it, but the last couple 100 years has just been ruthless.
I can't see it getting any better before it gets way worse.
I know, you see all these posts like, this is what we need to do to stop. I'm like, I almost want to laugh. Like,
yeah, nobody does shit. Nobody cares.
First of all, no one's going to do anything, and it's too fucking late for that shit. our own greed is what caused it. And people who say, oh, I don't pollute and I'm worried about, I'm like, bullshit. Everything you do has some sort of a link to something. Like, where'd you get your pants? You didn't go to the factory and pick them from a bin of recycled jeans. You got them from the store, and the truck drove them there. And they had to make tires to put on the truck, and they had to paint that truck. So you know how much paint got in the air when they painted that truck? And on, just from the truck. People think they're like, man, you're immature. I'm like, I'm not immature. What are you doing right now? You're concentrating on some hoity-toity bullshit.
Yeah.
That it's irrelevant. And I'm in a good mood, and my heart's fine because of it. Because I'm making a joke about you and your hoity-toityness.
Yeah.
Your shoes untied.
April Fools.
Laughter's a good medicine, and that frown on your face, man, it's just, it's making me parched.
All right, I gotta go to bed, man. Eat some fruit.
All right, bye.